Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And welcome to the show. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yay, happy Wednesday. We're sorry we had to miss last week.
Yeah, so sorry about that. It was just not a good week for me whatsoever.
Yeah.
But
yeah, honestly, I think it's because not to be superstitious. I mean, we already are on the show. It's
yeah.
Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. But it is Mercury retrograde right now, so
yeah, it's really
could have something to do with
it's
it.
really impacting me bad. Like every single thing that could go wrong in my life is literally going wrong. So that's good for me.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few inconveniences.
Yeah. But we're making it through. And we're back with some crazy stories. Well, I don't know what Savannah's story is, but my story is crazy.
Oh, yeah, mine's crazy too. Okay, I do have some little intro things to talk about. So we ordered some stickers.
Yes.
Some little ghosty stickers. And they have a QR code that goes to our page on Anchor. So we ordered a lot of them. So if anybody wants some, we will be happy to mail them to you.
Yes. DM us on Instagram and we will send them to you. Because they're really cute and there's little ghosties on them. They're really cute.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll send you I don't know, 5 or 10. Or
yeah. And you can go put them anywhere. Stick them anywhere and everywhere. So everybody can listen to our podcast.
Yes, exactly. We're trying to spread the
news.
The knowledge. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Also, I have another story. So the other day I was looking on the news app on just on the iPhone.
You grandma?
Okay, I was
kidding.
just bored and I was I don't know. I was looking at all the headlines.
She said, it's 5 p.m. It's time to turn on the news, Lucille.
No, it comes up on the side when you scroll over. It's top stories or whatever. I guess it depends I don't know. But there was one that caught my eye because it talked about otters that were attacking people in Alaska.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what were they called?
Oh my gosh, yes. It is just like my story that I covered, the kush
takas. The kush takas. The otters. Man, that story threw me for a loop because I couldn't grasp the fact that they were just real otters the whole time.
I know, yeah. And there's some truth to it apparently.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did the story say?
Yeah, so this story is from September 27th and it says that
of this year?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It says that a woman was bitten while rescuing her dog from otters at a lake.
No.
And then the same day, another part of the city, this is in Anchorage, Alaska, a group of otters attacked a dog.
No.
And then earlier this month, a 9-year-old boy went to the emergency room after 4 otters chased him and his friends while they played near a duck pond in East Anchorage.
Stop that right now.
So these creatures are real. This is crazy.
Okay, that's really crazy. Also because I just found out that one of my friends is moving to Alaska. So, I'm going to have to warn her.
Yeah.
Shout out. You know who you are. I know you listen to this. Anyways, that's horrifying. I believed your story, but the fact that there's evidence, that's scary. I really do not want to be attacked by an otter kush taka.
I know. Yeah.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Did they say anything about the urban legend of the kush
I didn't
taka?
read the full article, but I don't know if it said anything about them.
Mm-hmm. Still crazy though.
I'll have to go back, but yeah.
Wild
Stuff.
I don't have anything. I got nothing this week.
For once.
I know. Savannah came through.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Well, all right. I'm ready to hear your story. Give it to me.
Okay. So this week I'm covering the Malaysia Airlines Flight 370.
Ooh, okay. I'm so excited for this.
Do you remember when this happened?
Yes, I totally remember when this happened.
Yeah, so it was in 2014, which is not that long ago.
Yeah, I
guess semi remember.
Yeah, I was gonna guess 2013, but
Yeah, I like semi remember. I sort of remember it being on the news and stuff, but I don't really know. I didn't hear any of the details, you know?
Really? Oh, me and my parents were so into that. Like, we were like, what's going on with this flight? Like, we have to find it. We were keeping track of it.
Okay, well, if you. That's good then. So
Mm-hmm.
you can keep me in check if I have anything wrong here. You can be like, wait, I think that it's this.
For sure.
But yeah, I actually told my parents, I was like, oh yeah, I'm talking about this, and they didn't even remember this. I was like,
What?
what?
Okay,
How?
first of all, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad you remember.
Yeah, I definitely remember it. Also, it does not feel like it was, because that was 7 years ago. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Okay, so if any of you out there don't remember or don't know what I'm talking about, this was Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. It was also known as MH370.
Yeah, that's what
I'll say
yeah,
that
it makes
just like
sense.
as a shortened way to say it. It was an international passenger flight, and it disappeared on March 8th, 2014. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. That's horrifying to me. I have only like flown in a plane like a handful of times in my life, and getting like literally disappearing on a plane is one of my biggest fears. And I
Right.
haven't said that in a while, so you should be proud of me. But that really is one of my biggest fears.
See, I feel like I used to be scared of it for a little bit, and then now I think I could just get on a plane and not really think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It
But
just like also the show Manifest, like they disappeared for five
the
years
show
and came back.
Lost.
The show Lost.
Honestly,
See?
Lost, like this story reminds me a lot about Lost. Because
Even
I
the
just
end.
watched the first season.
Oh, you haven't seen the end.
Oh, I have. I'm just
Oh.
rewatching the
Oh,
show.
okay.
But yeah, we're not going to spoil the end, but if you know, you know.
Okay, if you haven't seen Lost at this point, I'm sorry, but like you should know how it ends.
True. But yeah, like this story just reminds me of it so much. I don't know.
I love
We'll
that.
get there. So this flight was going from Malaysia to Beijing. It was like a red eye, so like in
Yeah,
the middle
over
of the night.
in the night.
It had 227 passengers and 12 crew. It was like just a normal routine flight. It should have been 5 hours, 5.5 hours. And the plane like took off normally. Everything was doing fine. But as they left Malaysian airspace, the pilot and air traffic control said goodnight to each other, which is like normal. Which I think is really nice. Like as you're leaving, they're like, "Oh, good night."
Yeah, no, that's super sweet.
And then when you go into the next airspace, they say good morning to each other.
Aw, that's so cute.
Yeah. So they'll usually say good morning when they go to the next one, but unfortunately, they never reach the next airspace, or they never say good morning to each other.
No.
Yeah. So after they left the Malaysian airspace, they were supposed to go into Vietnamese airspace, I believe, and sorry, they instead made a right turn, and then a few minutes later a left turn,
Why?
which is like way off course. Nobody knows
First of all,
why.
I could never be a pilot because I would get so lost. Like, how do you even see? Like, I can't even drive a car at night. I can't imagine flying at night.
Oh, I know.
Are
Like
there lights on a plane?
I don't even know.
Me
Like I
neither.
don't know how. I don't know. It's like just over my head. I feel like you have to do it, and then
It's
you're like, oh,
literally
it's
over
easy.
your head.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so yeah, they went like way off course, which was weird. And nobody really realized this at first. Like the air traffic controllers, like they didn't even realize that they weren't like in the right place.
Huh.
Like all this stuff, some of this stuff they had to go back and see like, oh, why did they do that, you know?
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. And okay, so there were two transponders in the plane, which are like supposed to never be turned off.
Mm-hmm.
But around this time, they were off.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, and before they turned off, everything was like fine with the plane. So it's not like they malfunctioned or anything. Like there wasn't anything wrong with the plane that would have caused them to turn off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was fine. But then they just shut off. And that like would give them communication to like people on the ground and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was also another communication box in another part of the plane, but that was off as well.
What?
That turned off after the two transponders, because the two transponders were like in the cockpit,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other box was like, I guess, a different part of the plane, like in the back or something.
Do you have to like manually turn those off?
I think so.
Okay, interesting. I know we'll get into
Yeah.
theories later, but I'm assuming like a hijacking could probably be a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get there. So yeah, there is no way to communicate or locate the plane.
Oh, I did not even think about that.
Yeah, so they're like, you're really just off the grid now. Don't really know. And like I said before, no one really noticed until actually nobody really noticed until it was time for the plane to land, and they weren't there.
That's like
Which is like,
bad.
honestly, how do you not like aren't people keeping track of all the planes in the sky? Like, I don't
No, they
know.
definitely are. That's why I'm like, I don't know, something funky was going on. Obviously, something funky was going on, but
Right. So everybody, like, people went to the airport obviously to pick up people, like
yeah,
their loved ones.
that's so sad.
And everybody was waiting. They're like, where are they? And the airport in Beijing, where they were like, well, the flight was delayed.
That
And
liars.
they just kept saying that it was delayed because they're like, we don't know where they are. So maybe they'll get here soon.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's dark.
Eventually, after a while, they made a statement saying that the plane was missing.
Okay, actually, guys, we lied. It's not delayed. We just don't know where it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they weren't technically lying. It's like sort of delayed,
It was,
right?
yeah, it was delayed permanently.
They used satellite data actually to figure out what could have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And they used like satellites from Google, actually,
Well,
which is kind of cool.
that is cool.
And they found out the plane was off course for like hours after it went on offline.
What the heck? That's so strange.
Yeah. But I don't think they could really like tell exactly where it like was going though, because I don't really understand the use of like satellites, because like I think it can sort of show like in what direction it was moving, but not the exact location or something.
Yeah,
I don't really
I
know.
don't know. That stuff's way over my head.
Right. Yeah, so they did find out some information, but they weren't able to be like, oh, this is where it went. And they also were able to use some data from like military radar
Mm-hmm.
in the search for this plane, but that actually took a while for them to get access to, because the countries in the area, they're like, well, we don't want to show you guys our like military stuff, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's so stupid though.
I know, but eventually they did give them access.
Oh, well, that's good.
So this was actually the most expensive search in aviation history.
What?
It was 46,000 square miles searched over 3 years,
Wow.
and they failed to locate the aircraft.
Wow. That's. I mean,
Yeah.
but they literally had to try. You know.
I know. And they even did like a second search in 2017 for 6 months, but they didn't find it then either,
Yeah.
obviously. There have actually been pieces that have washed up on shore,
That's what I was gonna say.
and I'll get into more of that later.
Okay.
But nobody knows why they went off course, and yeah, they've never been found. But there are, of course, tons of theories.
Oh, of course. Wait, did you say how many passengers were on the plane?
Yes.
I don't remember.
227.
Oh my goodness. That's just so sad. Like, that's a lot of people. Like, where are
Yeah.
they? In the ocean?
I know.
Sad.
I know. That's what made me think of, like, Lost, though,
Oh,
because
like they're on an island somewhere?
literally in Lost, they go off course
Mm-hmm.
and then land on an island that is, like, uncharted, so nobody knows where they are, and they lose communication with everything. So it's, like, the same thing, but it's crazy because the show was on before this happened, so
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like...
long before. I just feel
Yeah,
like
it's really weird.
wouldn't they have checked the islands like around where it would have been
I
to
mean, I
see?
just said it's on the show, it was, like, uncharted.
But like they can still see them from the sky, right? Like if they were like to fly by.
I mean, the ocean's really big.
I mean, you're
It's a
right
lot
about
harder
that.
than that.
Yeah, I guess I'm imagining it to be very small. This definitely spans over a really big land mass area, so
Yeah, and, like, if you're looking on a map or something, or not a map, just, like, imagine Google Maps, and you're, like, zooming in and stuff, like, it would take so long to even locate something that you, like, knew exactly where it was, you know? I
yeah,
don't
no,
know. The ocean
you're
is
right.
huge, and it's just all the same color. Like, how are you gonna find, like, a speck in there?
No, yeah, you're right. That's insane. What if they're out there somewhere?
Maybe.
We gotta go save them.
Maybe they're living their best lives. I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe. They're living in an island mansion.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm gonna hope for.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
built like a big tiki hut bar.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into some of the theories. One of them is that there was a major electrical fire. So
What is that?
there are actually occasionally, like, issues in flights
Mm-hmm.
with electrical fires, so it's not totally uncommon for this to happen,
Like
but they're,
an
like, usually...
electrical fire on the plane?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're usually put out really quickly, though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh no, there's a fire, but it's like, it's not definitely gonna cause them to crash, you know?
Yeah.
But this could be why they, like, turned around the first time, because they were turning back to Malaysia
Yeah.
because there was a fire or something, and they, I don't know, wanted help. But then they went back the other way, you know, because I said they turned
They
left
left
and then
and then
turned
right.
right.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really make sense why they would do that,
Okay, well,
you
this is
know?
just a theory. My theory. What if like they realized there was a fire and then but then it was so they turned around and then they realized that it was like able to put out and it was fine. So then they were like, okay, no, let's go back on course.
Right. But they didn't go back on course.
Oh, interesting.
They, like, turned left and then right, but yeah, they were still off course either
Okay.
way.
Okay.
Yeah. And also another reason why I don't think it was a fire is, like, they were so calm on the radio, and they were like, oh, everything's fine, like, good night.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And if a fire were to cause them to crash, the plane probably would have gone down really fast, and people would have noticed.
True. So we don't think it's a fire.
Yeah, we don't think it's a fire, but it is, I guess, a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, this next one is gonna take you through it because it could be sort of either way. The pilot.
Okay.
So, the pilot, he was actually having problems at home with his wife.
Oh no.
He set up a flight simulator in his basement that, like, he built himself.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool. But he would be on it constantly.
Just practicing flying around.
Yeah, he's like, I just want to fly. So he's just, like, flying in his basement.
Interesting.
And his wife wanted him to go to marriage counseling with her, but he didn't want to go. He just...
He just wanted to fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she, like, was mad about that. So 3 days before this flight, his wife and kids actually left him.
Oh, that is not a good
He's,
sign.
yeah, really, really unfortunate. So people do think that this could be a reason for him to, like, maybe he wanted to crash the plane.
That's if that's what happened, that's absolutely awful.
I know. Yeah. Another fishy thing, they also found, like, on his flight simulator, the last flight he did was deleted.
Interesting.
And I guess they were able to go back in and, like, recover it
Mhm.
because it showed a path over the Indian Ocean. So that's, like, where they were flying.
Mhm.
That, yeah. But it was, like, a normal flight from Malaysia to India. So it wasn't like he was crashing in the simulation. I don't know.
Mhm.
Weird. The FBI analysis of this showed no malicious intent. So, according to them, they're like, well, we don't think he did it.
Did they explain why? They were just like, "No, he's
Well,
good."
I guess they just said because, like, people were saying, oh, because he deleted this flight, it shows that he's guilty because he was like didn't want anyone to see that he was planning this. But the FBI analyzed it and they're like, no, he wasn't planning anything.
Okay.
Like, that doesn't prove it anyway.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And there's also other evidence against this theory saying that people who know him, they say that he would, like, never do this. He wouldn't, like, endanger all those people.
Yeah, and I mean also like all he wanted to do was fly. So like I mean, he was sitting there practicing flying. Like he knew how to fly. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I mean like I don't think his family leaving him. Like I don't think he did it, honestly. I don't know why. I just get a gut feeling that he did not do it.
I know. Yeah, I don't think it's very likely. And I think I saw, like, one of his friends actually said if there was a problem on the flight, like, he would be the one to try and fix it. Like, he would be the hero, not the one who's crashing the plane.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think that theory is very true. Okay. These next ones. Honestly, a lot of these theories are like, at first you're like, oh, that's definitely it. And then it's just like, oh, actually, no.
Yeah.
Like, this next one, you're gonna think that too. So this one, there were actually 2 passengers on the flight with fake passports.
Dun dun dun.
Mm-hmm. So they boarded with Italian and Australian passports, but they were found to be Iranian.
Mhm.
And there was, like, a lot of suspicion at first that they were the ones who crashed the plane, like they hijacked it
Yeah.
and crashed it. And this was, like, a theory that had, like, gone spread throughout all the family members and stuff, but after looking further into their identities, it was discovered that they were actually refugees seeking asylum.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were escaping to start a new life. So, like, they were very unlikely to hijack the plane,
That,
you know?
first of all, is just so sad because they didn't make it out. Wait, how did they discover that they had fake passports?
Honestly, I don't know. I think, don't they, like, they take a record of your passport, right?
I mean, I don't know. I've never flown internationally, so I actually don't know.
Me either. I don't have a passport.
Oh, I do have a passport, but I haven't used it yet. So,
Yeah. I'm guessing that they had a copy of it, right? And because you have to know who's on the plane.
yeah.
So they probably had to have a copy of it, and then they looked further because something happened. And they're like, oh, are any of these people suspicious?
Mhm.
And, found that.
That's really crazy. I am just very curious how they were even able to get on the plane anyway because you definitely have to have like a license and your passport to prove that they're like matching. So they must have also had like fake IDs.
Is it the same in every country, though?
Oh, Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely okay. No, you're absolutely right. It's definitely not.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
No, it's definitely not. Like America's really strict because of 9/11.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Well, yeah, so it wasn't them. The next theory is that there was like an extra passenger on board.
Okay.
Like an extra passenger that wasn't documented as being on there.
Mm-hmm.
So on the like in the system or whatever that they were using, there was like reported to be two, what number did I say originally? There was reported to be 228 passengers
Oh, okay.
when, yeah. But their name, like the last person's name was not listed.
That's
But
so weird.
their ticket was apparently scanned. So people suspected that this mysterious person got on and they caused a crash because, like, this is really suspicious. Like, why is there another person with their name isn't even on there?
Yeah, I'm wondering how they didn't realize any of this before the plane took off.
I mean, maybe it is because they're not as strict.
Maybe.
Or maybe they are. Like, I don't know. I've never been to a Malaysian
No, I mean, no, me
airport.
neither. I have no idea. But like, I feel like anywhere is still gonna have some sort of like rules to like at least make sure like they know who's on the plane and who's not on the plane. You
Mm-hmm.
know, at least
Yeah.
I would hope so. But maybe I won't go to Malaysia. Wow, a
Yeah.
motorcycle just drove by my house so obnoxiously.
Yeah, I just heard that
Rude.
too.
So rude. Anyways.
Okay. Okay. Well, actually, this is gonna make you happy. It was actually a glitch in the system.
Oh, okay, thank God. Because I was like,
So,
that's putting my trust at, like, I got none in the
yeah.
airline.
Yeah. So the tickets were somehow counted before people boarded, and they counted for an extra person who ended up missing their flight.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense.
So I guess maybe they were scanned in to the airport, but not on the flight. I don't really
Yeah.
know.
They could have been
Something
pulling
like
a
that.
Dina and just running super late and they didn't make it. Like
Yeah,
they got
something
through
like that.
security and then they didn't get through the boarding. That's funny.
Exactly. Yeah, so that one is totally not true. Didn't happen.
That one makes me feel at least a little bit good.
Okay. Now we're getting crazier and crazier here. So this next one is that there was a government cover up
Okay.
by either like the Malaysian government or another one, potentially the United States.
Oh.
So I already said that there were parts of the plane that were discovered washed up on shore.
Yes.
They were discovered near Madagascar,
Mm-hmm.
which is like the direction the plane was headed towards
Yeah.
after it veered off course. Some people believe that this is not actually from the plane that went missing.
Oh.
So the same plane, it had repairs done like a few years prior, and the right wing was completely replaced,
Oh, interesting.
right?
Okay.
So pieces, like the pieces that were taken off, were sent to a scrapyard,
Yeah.
which is also called an airplane boneyard, which I
Yeah.
thought was funny.
Yeah, that's in Scooby Doo.
Oh, is it really?
It is.
I love that. uh, and the closest one to the Malaysian airport was in Australia. So people assume that like these parts went to the scrapyard there,
Okay.
right? So that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so the pieces that washed up on Madagascar, they had barnacles growing on them, which would make sense if they're like in the ocean
Oh,
for
for
a
sure.
while. But the barnacles growing on that piece were for like a different temperature of water than like the water that it was in.
Such as Australian water.
Yes.
That's actually
Yeah.
really cool that they found that, I feel like.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. So they, like, people assume, or people are theorizing that the parts were in Australia and they grew barnacles and stuff on them there, and then somebody, like some government agency, I don't know, whatever government is doing this, took them and put them on the Madagascar beach.
Okay. See, I was following this theory up until I forgot it was the government. I feel like could they have not just been moved to Madagascar? Or could like is there any possible way that they could have like washed up to Madagascar? I know it's like it's very far away from Madagascar, but like still.
Um, I guess it is possible, but I mean, I don't know how long it would take,
That's true.
you know?
That's true. It is really weird though about the
Could
because that's
happen.
like oh, shout out to Juju. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, and also, so the serial numbers on it and everything, like, that's how they matched it to the plane, but the, like, part that was removed would have the same serial number
Mm-hmm.
as the new one, so there's that. And the reason why people think that, like, the government did this, or somebody did this, is to, like, give people an end to the story. Like, oh, we found pieces washed up. That means that the plane's out there in the ocean somewhere.
Okay, I actually do see this happening
I know, right?
because I mean, if that was like my like even just for the families of like the people on the plane, like I would want some kind of answer, even if like even just to know like they went in the ocean.
Right. So if you find literally nothing, then you're like,
And you just don't have any idea. Like
what?
they could be alive somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I
I
can
know.
see that being true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the last suspicious part of this theory is that there's only been 3 pieces that were recovered.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of suspicious. I don't know. I feel like more of it might float up if that
Yeah,
were the case.
I think so too. That is really
Also,
weird.
I think something I read said that, like, a water bottle washed up that was from Malaysia. So, like, they probably, if this is true and somebody was, like, planting this, they were planting, like, random
Random
pieces of
things.
trash too.
Wow. Okay, that's first of all
So,
horrible, but okay.
I know. Um, okay, so this next theory sort of connects to the one that I just talked about. So, at first, it's not going to seem like it does, but I'll explain.
Okay.
So, this next one is that somebody digitally hacked the plane.
Okay.
Yeah. So after 9/11, Boeing and Honeywell, Boeing obviously makes the planes, and Honeywell is a tech company,
Mm-hmm.
right? They wanted to try and stop terrorist attacks, like,
Yeah.
like 9/11
Mm-hmm.
from happening again. So they started developing this program that's called, like, uninterrupted autopilot, which would allow somebody on the ground to take control away from the crew and the pilot of the plane. So, like, if it were to be hijacked, like somebody came up and tried to start flying the plane, they could turn this on and somebody on the ground would be able to fly it instead.
That is absolutely insane. Technology, first of all.
I don't think at this time, I still don't know if it's actually a thing in planes now, but definitely during this time, they said that it like wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this theory says that, like, it's already in planes and has been in planes and it's just a secret.
Oh, okay, okay.
So we don't
Interesting.
really know. Um, so yeah. Um, first of all, you have to believe that that it's already in planes and they just haven't told anybody yet.
Okay, I'll believe it.
And okay, so this technology's in the planes, and there's like another government that comes in and hacks the plane.
Okay.
The U.S. government is suspected. In this theory, that's who people point to.
Okay, why?
Okay, we're getting there.
I know I'm
They
rushing it, but just like why?
yeah, so they could have flown the plane to like one of their bases nearby, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, that would make sense.
So the way it was going towards like the Indian Ocean area, and there's a US base called Diego Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a bunch of conspiracies surrounding this whole area in general anyway. And so people say that the government flew the plane here, right?
Okay.
And they took the passengers as prisoners.
Okay.
And so like it didn't crash, it's just like landed there, and yeah. And the reason they did this is because there was like cargo on board that they wanted or they didn't want somebody else to have.
Interesting. Like, any idea what the cargo was?
Sort of. So there was cargo on board listed as batteries,
Okay.
right?
Right.
But it was 5,400 pounds of batteries on board this plane.
What?
Yeah, so people were like, are you sure it was just batteries?
That's a lot of batteries.
Yeah.
Like over 5,000 pounds of batteries. That's
Yeah.
a lot of batteries.
Right. So the government, or like the Malaysian airport or whatever, they came out and they were like, okay, there's actually other stuff within batteries. Okay, so it's like it was actually radio accessories and chargers. They said that's what a lot of this was. And everybody's like, well, what are radio accessories and chargers? Like, what is that?
Right. Like, what does that mean?
So that's why everyone's like, this is suspicious. Like, it could be a front for secret items that nobody, like,
Yeah,
they
that's
don't want
super
us to know what
suspect.
it is. So, yeah. That's like the theory that the U.S. saw that this was going to be delivered to someone in Beijing, I guess, because that's where the plane was going. And they didn't want it to go there, like, so they rerouted the
Okay.
plane.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's a lot of like theoretical things
Yeah, it
happening in
is.
that
It
theory,
definitely is.
but that is very suspect of like whatever was on that plane within the batteries. Like, that's
I
weird.
know. I know.
I
I mean,
feel
it
like
could.
a part of all of these stories are true, and we just don't know how they mix.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, could be. So other stuff relating to this theory, somebody actually saw a plane going to an island nearby that night, and it was seen flying really low.
No way.
Yeah, so people actually say it was too far from the base to land there, but it was close enough to be shot down by the base.
Oh. Oh no. I really
Yeah.
hope that's not what happened.
Yeah.
And was that the US base or a different base?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that is another theory that maybe they were just flying over there for some reason and then they just got shot down.
Huh.
And then the government, like, they just hid the plane afterwards or
Yeah.
something.
I mean, that's
Um,
believable.
yeah. And back to what I was saying before about like searching for it on Google Maps. Somebody actually did this. Like, someone looked on Google Maps pixel by pixel in the Indian Ocean to try to find this plane.
Wow.
And they found what looked like a plane just below the surface that looked intact. And allegedly it had bullet holes in it.
What?
Yeah.
You could see
But
that from Google Maps.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you actually could, right? Like,
I
even
mean,
if you zoom in.
I guess it just depends. I would have to see it.
I know, true. It's no longer on Google Maps, though.
Okay, that's suspicious.
Right. So either they took it off or, like, this guy made it up. Like, I don't know.
True. Oh, true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Uh, but if it is the plane, then those debris that washed up, like, that actually was fake. So that's why I said they connect, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
So if either one of these theories are right, that makes the other theory right too. So if the US government is hiding the plane somewhere or it crashed in the ocean, then that proves that, like, this other one is true too, that it was a government cover-up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should
That's
activate Siri.
on accident. Anyway.
Okay,
But
anyways.
yes, no, I'm following you.
Yeah, so the most likely thing is, like, not very exciting. The most likely story, I mean, I guess it is still pretty crazy, that a passenger hijacked the plane and crashed it into the ocean.
Yeah, that's what I think personally happened. I don't know which passenger. Maybe,
Right, yeah, nobody
maybe we
knows,
should like
but
deep dive and see if we can figure out stuff about the passengers, but that's a lot of people to go through.
I know, and there's got to be somebody who's already done that, right?
Exactly. Or like has some sort of like criminal background of doing some stuff like that. Like
So there are some other fun theories.
aliens.
Yeah, of course people believe that they were abducted by aliens.
Yeah, actually I'm gonna go with that one. I mean,
There's
it's
not
possible.
Yeah, there's not much more to that theory. It's just like, oh, maybe they were abducted, you know?
I mean, yeah, I mean they literally are missing. So they could
Yeah.
be on another planet with aliens.
Yeah. Honestly, when I first heard this in 2014, I thought that it was like the wormhole theory. Did you ever
Oh,
hear about
okay.
that?
Yeah.
Where they just, like, vanished
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they went to, like, the future or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's all a possibility because we still don't know, right? What happened?
Yeah. And, like, you know those, like, those shows, like, I've watched so many shows where people have been, like, teleported to the future or the past or something.
Mm-hmm.
It
Oh,
just
for
makes me
sure.
think of that. It's like, oh, these people have disappeared, but then here they are, like, 10 years later.
Yeah. Dude, what
And
if
it's like no time has passed for them.
yeah, that's literally like the whole plot behind Manifest. Such a
Yeah,
good show.
so I need to watch that.
You do. It really is. It's
But
crazy. Like, I just want to know what happened.
I know, like, I kind of wish that happened, but I mean,
I know. I
obviously
mean,
very unlikely.
I hope for them that it happened, and like maybe on the 10-year anniversary, they'll just all come back
I
and
know,
be like, "What
yeah,
do you mean we
maybe.
weren't gone?" And we'll be like, "It's been
Exactly.
10 years, Karen."
Yeah, yeah. And
And
they're
then
like,
we'll have to be
what?
like, "There's COVID
Oh
now.
my God. Yeah, true.
There's a lot of bad stuff going on."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, another theory that I like is the lost theory, of course.
Of course, of course.
I mean, they could just be out there on an island somewhere.
Yeah, no. I do really want to go with that secretly in my heart. Like, I hope they built like a tiki mansion hut on the island.
Right. Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all the theories that I have there. I don't know. I really like it's just really up in the air. Like nobody knows what happened or
Literally, it's
it's
just
just
so
crazy.
insane to me. And like, 'cause that's like one of the biggest like mysteries I remember, like, I can remember other than like 9/11. But that, I mean, not a mystery really. But like
Yeah.
the Malaysia flight, I can just remember that so well. And
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know what happened to them, And
I
I feel like their
know.
families deserve it. Like the closure, no matter what.
Yeah.
It's sad. Very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day we'll find out though.
Yeah, maybe one
Maybe it'll
day.
wash up. The whole plane.
I mean, honestly, they didn't find the Titanic until like way afterwards.
Exactly. That's what I'm
So,
saying. Like, it's totally possible it can wash up one day.
mm-hmm.
So, hopefully we can find out. That's crazy. But moving along to my story, Savannah, we always do this to each other. We always have some sort of connection in some sort of way. And this week, apparently it's conspiracy week because
Okay.
I am doing a conspiracy theory. And that would be the conspiracy theory of the Denver International Airport.
Oh my gosh. Wait. We both did airports too.
Oh,
Like
wow.
planes.
Okay,
You
wow.
didn't even think
No,
of.
I didn't even think about that. Savannah, that's weird. That's
Wow.
really weird. Savannah, okay, guys, I know that you don't believe us, but I promise you, we do not tell each other what we do.
See, we're just connected on a different wavelength.
That's
Like, I
like,
don't even know.
that's like unbelievable. I won't, that's like, my mouth is on the floor. Here's what's going to be the real test next week, because I already have my topic for next week. And you said that you were filling one, but then, you know, it's not working out. So, like, if we have a similar theme next week, that's going to be super weird.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, the Denver International Airport. So obviously it's an airport and it's located in Denver, Colorado. And so this place actually opened in 1995. So basically it's just as old as we are. And that's not very old for an airport. I feel
Yeah,
like.
honestly, true. I didn't realize.
No, I didn't realize that either. And so I have been through this airport many times. So I'll talk more about those experiences later because I've seen some things, let me tell you. So, okay, this is the biggest airport in North America.
Oh, is it really?
It is. And like literally it's so huge. I've gotten lost every single time. And also, this airport is the second largest airport in the entire world.
Oh, wow. Where's the first one?
I think it's Singapore. I actually don't quote me on that because I'm not positive, but I think it's Singapore maybe.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
But it's, I don't know, wherever it is, it's not in America. But Denver International is the second largest. So this place is huge, okay? Literally huge. So the reason, the conspiracies, there are a bunch of different conspiracies and myths and even possibly a curse, like all in one in this story. So there's just like tons of different theories, just like your story kind of was. So
Okay.
I'm just going to jump right into the first one because boy, do we have a lot to talk about today. So the most popular theory that is, you know, talked about for the Denver International Airport is that it was actually built by members of a secret society called the New World Order, aka possibly the Illuminati. Have you heard of that one?
Oh,
That the Illuminati built it?
no.
Well,
I don't really know anything about this airport, like all that stuff.
oh,
So
really?
I'm ready. Like I know that there's like stuff about it, but I don't
Yeah.
know the details.
Okay, that's so crazy. I'm so excited. Okay, so there's also, so not only could it have possibly been made by the Illuminati / New World Order, some even say that the Freemasons could have had something to do with it, and I don't know anything about Freemasons. I know a lot of people who are in that, and I can never get any information out of them, so that's just very suspicious to me. And I don't like that it's all men. So there's that. Just gonna throw that out there. Don't come for me.
I know. Yeah, there's got to be like another one out there for us.
I know. We need one, a coalition. So, one piece of evidence that supports the theory that the New World Order / Illuminati, made this airport is that there's a time capsule that was buried on March 19th in 1994, just like right before the opening in 1995. And today at the airport, there is a stone that marks the spot where the time capsule is. And the stone says, "Messages and memorabilia to the people of Colorado in 2094." So in 2094,
2094.
that's 100 years after it opened. They're going to open it.
Dang,
So
we're never gonna make it to that.
no, we're not
I mean,
going to make it.
maybe, but
I will not be 100 years old.
I mean, not 100 though. We'll be like almost 100.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm trying to do the math. 93. I'll be 93. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Maybe. I hope so. I would love it. I would love to see it.
I mean, do we know what's in it though?
Yeah, somewhat. Well, some things. So on the rock, though, that says messages and memorabilia to the people of Colorado in 2094. There is also the square and the compass symbol, which is the Freemason symbol. So that's like one thing that ties them there, because people are like, why is that on there?
Yeah, honestly, what?
Exactly,
Why?
exactly. And the airport has refuted this, saying that Masonic lodges donate a lot of money to help fund the airport,
Okay.
and especially the stones, whatever that is supposed to mean. But also, like, why are Masonic lodges funding this place? Like, I feel like that just feeds more into the theory. Like, they just admitted more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're
Right.
like, actually, yeah, they give us a lot of money. Like, okay, but why?
I don't like. You already said this, but like, what are the Masonic lodges? Like, I
Dude,
don't understand.
literally, when I tell you so many people that I know, and every time I'm bugging them, I was like, just give me an answer. Like, what do you do? And they're like, oh, we just help people. You know, we donate money. And I'm like, okay, A, where does the money come from? B, what are y'all little meetings about? What do you do in the lodges that are literally everywhere? I just want to know. And
Honestly, I feel like it's not even that suspicious. They're just like hanging out, like
yeah,
a bunch
they're
of
like,
old
it's a
men.
brotherhood. I'm like, okay, y'all are so lame for this, but whatever. Um, anyway, let's stop the hatred of the Freemasons.
Right,
I just
right,
want to
right.
know. Just let me know the information. Goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So, above the stone of the time capsule, you know, the marker, there's also a braille tablet above the stone. And legend says that this braille tablet is actually a keypad, and that if you touch the dots in the right order, you'll be able to open the time capsule. Which I don't
Interesting.
believe that, but I think that's a very funny myth. So I just thought I would share it.
Right.
But back to the real, the real legends and theories.
Mm-hmm.
This airport has a ton of tunnel systems underneath it, which is like where the really big theory comes in.
Creepy. It's
Very creepy.
just like the catacombs again.
Exactly. Exactly. There apparently is an entire floor that's underground, and it's supposed to be an underground baggage system, and they have never once used it. Never once even tried to use it. So it was literally just a
Uh,
huge waste of money.
why did they? Why not?
Well, is it down there? Did they just say that they bought it? I don't know. I
Oh, you're
literally don't know.
right. Yeah, because if it's actually there, why would they not use it?
Exactly. And it was supposed to like save time and like, I don't know, all this stuff.
Okay, that's just reminding me of Toy Story though.
Why?
They have that whole baggage scene. Do you not remember?
Oh yeah, I don't like Toy Story though. Don't come for me,
Oh,
Disney haters.
it was like it's in. I don't know if it's the first one. I think it's the second one.
No, I think it's the one with the pink bear, right?
No,
What was his
it's
name?
it was
Lotso.
definitely this. No, it was definitely the second movie.
Okay,
Like
well,
way before that, because the evil guy in the box.
okay. The amount that I don't remember really.
Do you remember the guy with the pickaxe? The little.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was the evil one, and they were in the airport, and I don't know. It just reminds me.
Okay, so
And
they're not.
while they were in the baggage thing,
No, I
it
get
was literally an underground baggage thing, so that's what it made me think of.
it. Maybe
And the
they were in the
toys were like
Denver International Airport.
literally, and the toys were like fighting, and then the evil guy got put with like a Barbie backpack.
Guys,
Do you not
plot
remember that?
twist. I don't think I saw Toy Story 2, but plot
You gotta.
twist. What if that's what they're hiding down there? Toys that are alive.
Oh my god. Right, right, right.
Okay, so not only was this baggage claim a huge waste of money, this underground baggage claim, but the biggest argument towards there definitely being some weird stuff going on at this airport is that they spent 3 times as much money on it as they should have, like as they estimated it to cost. And since then,
Okay, that's
yeah,
suspicious.
3 times as much. Wait till I tell you the numbers. But literally, since then, there has been constant work being done on it. Literally, since 1995 when it opened, it has been, parts of it have been under construction. Every time I've been there, under construction, you have to go around all these ways. Like, major parts of this airport are not open. So it's really weird, I feel like, because, like, hey, what are they working on? What are they working on that has taken this much time to fix? Also, they spent so much money on it. What could possibly need to be fixed? It's only 25 years old.
Yeah.
Weird. Really weird things going on. So I would get more into the money side of things, but I think it would just be easier if I summarize it to you and
Yeah,
say
definitely.
that them building this airport cost over $3 billion more dollars than it was originally expected. So not only 3 billion total, 3 billion more than expected.
What?
Yeah. And so I think that they expected around like 750, like nearly $1 billion, like 750 million, I think is what they expected. I mean, airports, they cost a lot of money to build for sure,
Yeah.
especially the second biggest in the world. It's going to cost a lot of money, but they expected it to be about $1 billion, and it costed nearly 4 million. So, I mean, 4 billion. I can't even say the numbers because they're so
That's
unrealistic to me.
yeah, like that's insane.
Like four
Literally.
billion dollars, and on what? It's, first of all, it's ugly. I've been there. It's ugly, and we're gonna get more into that later. But
$4 billion on stuff that they don't even use in the basement. Like what?
exactly, exactly. So, or is it stuff that they use in the basement? Because the theory is that the government, the New World Order, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, whoever you want to say the theory is about, basically the big people in this world, like the famous rich people, have a hidden bunker underneath the airport in case of a huge event like an apocalypse or something. And that's why it
Oh.
costs so much more, because they have like an underground like place that they would be able to live. So I imagine it as like the Hunger Games when they had to live at like the 13 place and it was like all underground.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's what I imagine
That's
it to be.
crazy.
So yeah. There are known to be 6 underground levels, one being the baggage claim that's never used, and the rest kind of unexplained. Nobody ever really says, but people suspect there are way more than 6 levels underneath. Because,
Way more than 6. That's.
yeah, I mean, if you
I
think
mean, I
about
guess
it,
that
like,
would make sense.
why, I mean, like 6 levels, that's not that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 6 levels underground, 2 above ground for $4 billion.
I mean, if this place is really that big,
I mean,
how many more do they think?
oh, I don't know. People just suspect that there's more,
Yeah.
like 20, 10. I don't know. No specific number. But
Yeah, that's insane.
so I know that this literally sounds just like a crazy conspiracy theory, like, oh, it's the Illuminati and they're running something underneath the airport. But there is already a known underground bunker in Colorado. And the funny thing is that is not that far from the airport. So
They're connected.
yeah, they're connected. They're connected, dude.
Oh my
So,
God.
located about 45 minutes away in Colorado Springs, which is where one of my best friends lives. So, shout out to Morgan. So, there's a place called Cheyenne Mountain. And fun fact, you can literally see Cheyenne Mountain from Morgan's apartment. So, I've seen it in real life. But so one time when I went out to see her, we were driving by it and she was like, "Look, that's Cheyenne Mountain. It's a like underground bunker." And I was like, "What?" And I didn't believe her when she told me what it was, and I had to Google it, and it's true. So they completely hollowed out the mountain, and it's inside. It's a government base that is ready to be used at a bunker at any time for like something, anything that could happen. And it's just like in the TV show, The 100.
I was just thinking that. Oh my
Like that,
God.
it's literally based, like the show is based off of that mountain, that part of the show.
I didn't ever know that.
I know. I
Oh my
know. And so in Cheyenne Mountain, there is enough food for people to survive for like years in there. Like it's literally like a bunker. So,
Okay, the thing is, like, when people put food in bunkers like that, like, how long is the food gonna last?
well, it's
Like,
non-perishable items like that can last for like years and years, like corn, like canned stuff.
yeah, but when did they make these bunkers and put them in there, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I don't
It's
know.
just
I
like,
mean, I'm
when do
sure
you have to
somebody's in
redo
there,
it?
you know. I don't know. Like, I feel like I see stuff online sometimes. They're like, "Look at this. My grandma still has a jar of a can of green beans from 1972, and it says it's fine to eat." Like, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so.
I don't actually know, but so as you already guessed, the connection between Cheyenne Mountain and the Denver International Airport is that people believe that the tunnel system below the airport actually leads to Cheyenne Mountain and NORAD, which is the military base, that's in the
I
mountain.
mean, that would be smart. That's
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying, because you would have like military access if something was going down,
Mm-hmm.
and also like for the people of like the biggest people in the world to be safe and be in the bunker under the airport. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think that it's that far off, because it's already a thing 45 minutes down the road. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's
but
so
what
crazy.
I do know is that if anything starts happening, I'm flying straight to Morgan's and going into the mountain. So,
You think they would let you in?
I would force my way in. I would sneak in if they didn't let me in.
Right, right,
Okay, so moving on from the Illuminati theory, which I believe that to be true. And maybe if not the Illuminati, just like I'm talking about the high up people in the world, like Jeff Bezos, like he would be invited, like Elon Musk, he would be invited,
right.
people
Yeah,
people like that. Beyonce, honestly, she would be invited. She's the leader.
yeah.
Anyway, so the second most popular legend that comes out of this place is about the giant blue horse statue with glowing red eyes that everybody has to pass when you go into the airport.
What?
Literally, it is this ginormous statue that's right out front of the airport. And when you leave or come in, you have to drive by it. It's only like one way. So, like, you literally have to see this horse. And the eyes are literally red gemstones. And at night, they have lights behind it. And so they glow red. And it's like a bright blue painted horse. And
That's scary.
like,
Like,
and
what?
so, like, why? Nobody really knows. They named him Lucifer because
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right,
and
honestly.
so but the reason that they named him Lucifer, not only because he's blue and that's funny because Lucifer, but also
Mm-hmm.
they call him this because legend says that this statue actually fell on the artist that made it and ended up killing him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So people say that this statue is actually cursed and evil and like actually demonic. Apparently the artist chose the red eye, like to put the red eyes on there, the jewels, as a tribute to his dad who owned like a neon sign shop and red was his favorite color. So like it's not malicious why he has red eyes, but it is super
Mm-hmm.
creepy.
Okay, like, is it actually true that he died that way?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Couldn't couldn't be proven, couldn't be disproven. But I have heard that a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
people really believe it's true. And I have seen this horse. And let me tell you, when it's at night, it's so scary. It's so much bigger than you think it is. I'll send you a picture of it so you can see it. But like, Savannah, it's just so creepy. And it's just such bad vibes. Like, such bad vibes.
I'm imagining it right now and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to see that in person.
It's huge. Because we wanted to get out and take a picture with it. But like, you can't really like park
Mm-hmm.
anywhere near it. And I was also like, what if it falls on me?
Right.
Because I mean, it's happened before.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't just fall on some random person.
You think? I mean, it fell on the
I mean,
horse.
I don't know.
I don't know. I sent you a picture of
Yeah,
him,
but that's just
by the
because,
way.
like, that's
Wait,
probably
go.
because it's not, like, fully in,
Yeah, he wasn't stable.
oh my God.
Isn't it scary?
Yeah, this thing, yeah, it's pretty scary looking.
Like, it's just so scary. And I just don't understand why they asked for a blue horse, like, to go on the outside of this place. It just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, they
So
should not have made the eyes red. It's just not a good look.
it's not a good look. And like, I'm sorry that was your dad's favorite color, but like, that's creepy. And you had to know that. Like, I'm sorry. So, another legend about weird creatures. So, as you're going to see, the things that they have in this airport and like the decorations just get weirder and weirder and weirder. And yes, I do mean weirder than Lucifer. He's the most normal one. So,
Really?
yes, yes. So another legend is about the gargoyles being evil and cursed, just like the horse. So inside this airport, at the baggage claim that's not underground, the baggage claim that's above ground that they actually use, sit two gargoyles, and they're looking down on the people. And people have claimed that, first of all, that they've seen them move, and that they have actually talked to the gargoyles. Which I'm like,
What?
I don't know about all that. I don't know if I don't really believe it, but they are really creepy. They're so creepy. And I'm just like, why is everything in here creepy? Like, y'all could have made it so nice. But yet here it is being so creepy. So on the same topic of the artwork, there are a bunch of different huge paintings all around the airport. And they're all pieces that portray different apocalypses.
What?
I know.
Why?
Why?
Wait, that definitely plays into the theory that there's a bunker.
Oh, I know. Well, see, that was here before the conspiracy theory came out. And I'll get into it more later, that now they do use the airport now plays into the theory, but these paintings have been there since the opening.
Oh, no, I just meant like it makes it more
Oh,
believable.
for sure. I thought you meant like they put him up to be like, ha ha ha. But, because they do that later. But,
Oh, okay.
so, some of the paintings show scenes of war and death, people being killed by gas masks, some with swords and guns. There are others with animal sacrifices, and then one, ew, this is just disgusting. It's like all of these kids are just like happy, like all smiling around, standing in the circle while like animals are being sacrificed on the side.
Literally, why? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm
Why would they
saying,
put that?
like, these pieces are just so dark and twisted and weird, and I'm like, there are children coming in here just trying to fly. Like, like I don't get it. I literally don't understand. So there, of course, is also talk of aliens with this airport. Of course, there's going to be. So
Yeah,
there
obviously.
are like strange markings on the floor throughout the airport of just like really random things. For example, there's a marking of the letters AUAG, which are the atomic symbols of gold and silver. But some people
Oh, right.
believe that AUAG is actually an abbreviation for Australian antigen, which,
What?
aka the Australian antigen, is apparently a deadly chemical weapon. And people believe that this weapon is what the Illuminati is going to use to secure the power of humankind.
Literally,
Dun,
this is
dun,
crazy. So what? They're
dun.
gonna like release this, and then everybody not in the bunker is gonna die, and then they're gonna control the bunker. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, definitely. Like, only the strongest will survive. But personally, I don't agree with this one, because I think silver and gold was literally mined in Colorado, so that is definitely why it's there.
Yeah,
But I think that is just a funny theory too.
maybe it's a double meaning.
It definitely could be. It definitely could be.
I think people are definitely reaching with that one though.
Oh, they are. They are.
It's, yeah, it's a little crazy.
But like everything else though, like super weird. And like if you really do think about it with everything else, I mean, it might be. Who knows,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, because that is the weirdest thing for them to have those pictures up in an airport.
Right, and they're everywhere,
Why?
Savannah. They're everywhere. Like everywhere that you have to go, like security, like the boarding, like it's just so everything is so creepy. And there's also just like other weird markings on the floor of just like weird lines and stuff, and I'm just like, what is this? It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. So, I know I'm really jumping around up and about here, but there are just so many theories that I want to get through, as like many as I can anyway. So I've mentioned a couple of times the New World Order. So another reason that people think that, because this is like the Illuminati calls themselves the New World Order, in case you don't know
Yeah.
that. So that's why, people believe it's the Illuminati. But there is another plaque inside the airport that says contributors, and it's people who have paid, to help make the airport.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so the first contributor is called the New World Airport Commission, which sounds a lot like New World Order,
Okay.
okay? And so
Okay.
people were like looking into that. They were like, okay, that's a little bit weird that says
Mm-hmm.
New World Airport Commission. That sounds a lot like New World Order. So they looked into that organization to see, like, what is it? And literally that organization does not exist. Nobody has ever found anything that says that it ever existed at all. So that's super suspect because that was the first contributor of the airport.
Yeah, that's that's really weird.
I know.
And they probably donated billions of dollars.
In fact, they paid for it all. They said, actually, you know what? We got this. As long as we can be safe in the apocalypse, we're good.
I know. Yeah, no, they're like, we need a building made, but we don't want to be suspicious, so you guys can have it as an airport until the end of the world.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's, oh my God.
Oh my God, Savannah. Okay, so this whole time, been talking about how weird everything is in here. I haven't even mentioned how weird it looks from the outside, bro.
Oh my gosh, I'm not ready.
No, you're not ready. I'm about to send you a picture of the airport, and you're just not ready. Okay, so literally, it's huge. I don't think I actually looked up the what's it called? Like square footage or whatever of how much
Yeah.
like land it takes up, but it's definitely big. But so I'm gonna describe to you what it looks like. So if when you're flying in, like from the sky, flying into this airport, it looks like a bunch of teepees, like 30 teepees, 2 rows of them. Just like,
Why?
why? Literally, why? No, sorry, I have to cough. Hold on just a second. So, and I mean, there's no explanation either that I could find about like why, like the roof is like teepees. That's the only way I can describe it. Go to our Instagram to see the picture because it doesn't make any sense why it looks like this. It's not pretty. It's not like there's
Okay,
like it's not like it's
is that
helping.
like, is that like cloth on there?
It's kind of like, I mean, it's not cloth. It's like rain resistant for sure. I don't know. I don't know what texture or whatever.
No, I mean, like, is it, I thought it was gonna be like hard surface, but this looks like,
Oh, it's like
I,
plastic. Yeah, it is kind of like plastic.
that, what? Wait, why does it look like this? It's the
Literally,
weirdest thing I've
there's
ever
no
seen.
explanation. Dude, there's no explanation to why it looks like
Like, you
this.
could have made it look like a normal building. I don't understand.
I know. I literally know. So, also about the looks of the building, this is bad. Now, this is really bad. This one, you'll just have to, I'll send the picture later because I don't have one like saved. But
Okay.
if you look at an aerial view picture of the airport, it is in the shape of a swastika. And there
No,
are
it's not.
also a lot of Nazi themes in the artwork. So that's very suspicious. Don't like
I
that
didn't
at
even
all.
think about that.
Yeah. So I
In the artwork that you were talking about earlier?
yeah, like in some of the apocalypses there were like German soldiers, like in some of the wars.
Oh my God, why?
I don't know, like are
Who designed
Nazis?
this?
The New World Airport Commission and the New World Order and the Illuminati and the lizard people.
I never connected them to Nazis, but now I'm going to.
I know. I know. So this is definitely probably one of like the most popular conspiracy theories of our time, I would say, even though apparently you haven't heard anything about it. But it's just like really popular. A lot of people know about this, at least a little bit of it. And so obviously the airport was like hearing some backlash as of recent years. Like, you know, people are way more into conspiracy theories now.
Yeah.
So they decided, instead of like trying to defend themselves or whatever, they're like, you know what? We're going to use this as a marketing technique, like what you said earlier. Sorry. So there are huge posters on the construction sites at the airport, like, because I'm telling you, there's construction everywhere. And so on, like, they have like big white walls like covering up so you can't see like what they're doing back there. And on the white walls there are huge posters, and it says, they'll be like, what are we doing, what are we working on, question mark, are we building an Illuminati headquarters, remodeling lizard people's lairs? That's literally a quote. And there'll be like a lizard person on it. There's another one with like aliens on it. And they're just like mocking the theories, but some people believe that they're just like trying to hide it right under our noses. Like, oh, if they were actually doing that stuff, they wouldn't, like, they would never say this, you know, like they would never make these posters.
Yeah. It could definitely go either way on that, because it's like, yeah, that is a good way to just make people not believe it.
Exactly.
Just joke about it.
Exactly. Or like they could not be doing any of this and they're just like, haha, y'all are so dumb. But I feel like,
yeah.
I feel like that's not what it is. So, oh, and I definitely forgot to mention that there is an entire train station underground there. And that's actually how you get to the different terminals. You have to go on the train.
That's crazy.
I know. It's like literally unlike any other place I've ever been, any other airport. But I don't know. So what do you think is going on at this airport? Do you think it's all just a conspiracy theory, or do you think something weird's going on?
No, I feel like something weird probably is going on. I think there probably is a connection between that and the mountain.
Oh, definitely. I definitely think the tunnels connect.
Yeah, at least that. And like it, at the very least, like it could be used as a bunker. You know?
Yes.
Maybe not anything malicious is happening, but I feel like it definitely could be used as a bunker, and people are planning on that.
Exactly. And also, like, and the reason people also say, like, it's a bunker, I forgot to mention, Colorado is in the direct middle of the country. So, like, it's like a good meeting point for everybody, like the same distance kind of everybody would have to travel. And I don't know, it's just it's a very convenient location. So that's also just like it goes along to the theory. So yeah, I definitely think that like the higher ups of the world are like building this for an apocalypse. An apocalypse or end of times, whatever, it's definitely coming in the foreseeable future, like with climate change and stuff. And they know that. So like they're trying to protect themselves. So I really do think something weird's going on here. But I just can't put my finger on what. And also that horse really scares me. Lucifer.
Yeah. No, he's definitely scary. Especially in that picture you sent was like at night.
Yeah. And normally,
so
normally I'm catching red eyes because those are way cheaper. And so I like always have to see that horse at night. I've seen him in the daytime once. And he was still scary in the day.
Maybe that's why it's red eyes, because there's a red eye flight.
Maybe, but the artist said that it was because his dad.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But maybe. I like that idea. I do like that idea. That's really funny. But yeah, that is the conspiracy theory of the Denver International Airport. The many conspiracy theories. Wow, I love that we always connect our stories.
I know.
It's so weird. But I love it.
Yeah.
But definitely go check out our Instagram. You're going to want to see Lucifer and how weird the airport looks. And
I know, I don't really have any fun pictures.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, a picture of a plane.
Now I'm like not going to want to go on a flight for a long time. I actually haven't been on a flight since I was like 5. So
That's
so now I like even more. I'm like, these airports are kind of.
Yeah. My last flight was February of 2020. RIP. So sad. It was right before COVID hit. I went to Colorado and I went and saw this blue horse. So
that's so crazy.
I know. It is. But rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, please. I don't think I said it at the beginning, but please do that. DM us on Instagram if you want some of our stickers, because they're cute and we need to represent our podcast and get the word out there.
Yeah, we need to spread them around.
We sure do. But that's really all I have for this week. What about you?
Yeah, me too.
Okay, well, see you next week.
All right, cue the music.